going to hand over to you for a quick update on JP News and then recognition.
Awesome, thank you. I'm going to get Adrian to give you a quick rundown, very quick rundown of the Wednesday morning call, that what normally happens on that, and I'll give you the content.
Okay, so the SC and SSC call is basically, it starts off with obviously sharing wins, and they, from a head office point of view, they share any of the sort of the news and everything that's going on at the moment. So it's really good every week to just be updated exactly what's happening, hot off the press. And then, so yeah, we're basically planning on each week now sharing that information straight into life movement just before we get underway.
Sorry, it's 9 o'clock now with the daylight savings change time. Thank you, Adrian. So quickly, I'll let you all know that head office is wanting us to no longer take credit cards. They want you to use your website. And if you're not sure about any of that, please touch base with your upline, because it's so much easier. I used to do the order forms and I used to do it all, you know, scan them through to me or send me your credit card details. It's so much easier if you just send them your website link. Even if you send them the direct link to the child health study, it happens like that, flash, and you got an email to tell you got a new customer. The next one is your SDVF promos. This is the rest of this month is it for getting your ticket reimbursed for conference. And let's make it happen. We've had 3 SDVFs this month in our team. That means there's 3, technically could be 6 conference tickets reimbursed. So it's a lot of money on the table, plus all your bonuses as well. The next one is conference ticket prices will be rising at the end of this month. The early bird price, they have, I think this is a record how long they've kept them open for. So jump in quick, because it will save you money for your flights and your accommodation. What else we got? Lamplighters. So every month that you get a franchisee, you are thrown into the Lamplighters Club. And if you manage to keep that for 3 months in a row, you get a special ticket invite, like I did, to get to this event before conference with a very, very special guest speaker. So I have registered. And if you haven't registered yet, make sure you do, because they really want to know numbers. The sooner the better. And that's about it. That's all the info I've got for you tonight. So any questions, ask your uplines, or yeah, if you want to comment on here, I'll try and respond quickly.
Thanks, heaps, Ange. And just so everybody knows, all sales coordinators and above in our business are invited onto those calls on a Wednesday. Would highly recommend that you're getting on those calls. You've got the opportunity to tap into both Lindy and also Lindsay, who are amazing coaches in this business. So they can really help you into those leadership roles that you want to play with your team. So if you want to know more about those calls, you will find the schedule for those on the Juice Plus Australia New Zealand franchise page. So thanks so much for sharing, Ange. And guys, please go and get your tickets. It's really important that you're at conference, and in the next sort of 45 minutes you're going to hear just how valuable it is being at the Melbourne conference. But before we do that, we have had already, we've got another 10 odd days of this month, and already we've had loads of SDVFs who have hit their peak. And I did want to give everyone the opportunity just to celebrate anyone who's done some great things in this business. It doesn't matter how big or how little, we just love and appreciate the fact that everybody plays full out in the way that they want to. I want to give a huge shout out to Sharon Crombie, who over in Melbourne by herself, she's completely gotten out of her comfort zone. She's putting on 30 new contacts per day and reaching out to 10 people to offer them the opportunity to look at the product of the business. It's a massive thing for Sharon. So massive shout out to Sharon, who's getting out of her own way. Big shout out to Kim Lim. Kim, I can't see if you're on here. If you are, can you unmute yourself? Massive shout out to Kim Lim, who's just done her SDVF fast track. And I was going to get Kim to share around her experiences with that, but I'm not sure that she's on here. So Adrian, and you've got some SDVFs that have rocketed this month that you wanted to share. Who hit big things? Who's that?
Okay, awesome. We've got Benny, who restarted, and he managed to get his rocket SDVF, which is absolutely amazing. He can't be on tonight. He's a FIFO worker and locked down a hole. Yeah, something like that. And we also have Ellaby, who lives on the Abrolhos Islands. So she struggles with, what do you call that, signal, constantly jumping in and out. She could be on the call, but she might jump straight back out again. And it is Telstra, but she struggles, but she still manages to get the business done. So that was amazing for her. That was cumulative, and she's been working really hard for that. We also have Dave Newton, who early in the month managed to get his rocket SDVF as well.
Awesome stuff. Anyone else have any great achievers or just anything that you want to celebrate about your team? Maybe you've got a mum who's got all their kids home on school holidays and is still just banging out this business. So just if you've got anyone that you want to celebrate, please don't hesitate to drop them into the chat box so that we can all celebrate them. So guys, we've got another 40 minutes with you, and I know that we've got bucket loads of stuff to share. So I'm actually just going to jump straight across to Stacey Brand, new NMD Zappacosta. I love that. To talk a little bit about Sacramento. We've all just come back. Some have only come back within days. I've had a week to acclimatise. But Stace, I'm just going to pin you, my love. And can you please just talk about what Sacramento conferences was like for you?
Oh, thanks for that, Han. Oh, what an amazing experience. I've literally only just started getting back into Perth time. So bear with me. I've still got a bit of like, well, I can't really use it as an excuse anymore. I'm nearly a week back into Perth time, but oh, what an incredible experience, guys. And it's just like traveling over to America is something that America's always held such a big place in my heart. I went 10 years ago, and as soon as it was announced this year that it was Sacramento, and I knew this year would be NMD year, I just made it a non-negotiable that I just wanted to get over there and kind of experience. And conference is so important, guys, for building that belief muscle. And that's what I absolutely love about conference, and just injecting that inspiration back into you if you've been feeling a bit stagnant within the business, and just the community. I think for me personally, that was just the most amazing experience, is just connecting with the greater JP community, and just hanging out with the likes of Danny Martin, Kerry and Mickey, Daigle and Debbie Martin. They're just such incredible people with such huge hearts, and they really welcomed us all in with open arms, and it was just the most incredible experience. So that for me was highlight number one, was just getting to know everybody face to face, and just really connecting with what this business can do for you personally, and the longevity. There's so many people within this industry that have been part of Juice Plus for near enough, some of them were 40 years. That's incredible, guys. It just shows you the longevity of this business and what it can actually be for you. Like all the amazing things, that all the incredible experiences we get to learn from conference, and also the process of retreat before. It was just an amazing experience to actually see your vision become a reality. This is something that obviously when you're in the business and you've been in the business for a while, and you're kind of mapping out NMD and what it's going to look like for you, you're painting this vision. It's just amazing to actually be in that moment. There's so many moments, if you follow me on social media, where I just couldn't believe I was actually living it. I was videoing the room in retreat, and I was like, and I just couldn't, I've saved them and I keep watching them back, and I just kept saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, because I just couldn't believe it, because it was actually a reality for me, because this is something that I've been dreaming about for 3.5 years, guys. And this is what I'm saying, it's just the power of creating your own reality. Like once you create your own reality, it's just the best feeling in the world. So never give up on your dreams, because one day it will become a reality and you will reap the rewards. It's just amazing. So that was another incredible thing for me, and just it becoming a reality. Stage as well, what an incredible experience. The reason I wanted to speak about stage is because, as I've just said, for 3.5 years, I was the person in the audience watching all these incredible people take the stage and share their NMD journey, and actually being behind the scenes, being backstage and getting up there. And it was just a real like pinching moment, because I couldn't actually believe that it was a reality in that time. But really, we lean into the stories, and that's what was always made conference for me, was the NMD stories and what they had to share. And I just found it extremely powerful. And I don't know about anybody else, but every time I was at conference, every time the NMDs got up and shared their stories, I was just in floods of tears at the end of it. I loved hearing about all the incredible bulletproof product we have. I really love hearing that. Tamara's speech was incredible, guys. If you haven't had a chance to listen to it, please. My mouth was just on the floor the whole time, because we just are so lucky that we get to partner with a bulletproof product, a gold standard product. And so that for me was really great. But to the NMD stories and being a part of that and connecting with everybody, the Bigger Juice Plus family, it was just an amazing experience. And everybody we've met along the way, and everybody would know my major fangirl moment of meeting Dr. Gypsy. Honestly, that was just incredible, guys. If you can, like, really get yourselves to the next American conference, because it's also the people you meet along the way and everybody you get to connect with, as in our sidelines as well. Met so many incredible people. So those are probably my big takeaways. Just an absolutely monumental experience, and I'm going to be making it my non-negotiable to be going to America every single year. So that's how much I thought of America this year. And yeah, that's about it. Could talk about it for hours.
And what I loved is just watching you guys as the experience unfolded for you guys. It was an absolutely brilliant moment to see that. So I'm going to toss over to Hannah now. Hannah, you wave.
Hello.
Where are you?
I'm here.
I'm going to pin you.
Awesome.
Tell us what conference was a bit like, your key moments for conference.
Well, American conference was crazy, like just absolutely high vibe, like very extra, which I love because I'm all about the extra. It's like so many people in a room and, you know, like just 10 times what our conference is, but it was just incredible. And I think to second what Stace said, just going over there and having, you know, our uplines pour into us and open their hearts, and just seeing the wider community was like just incredible. But I wanted to touch on that feeling you get at conference where you're so excited and you're like, this is incredible, and you feel so motivated and you're like, yes, I'm going to smash all my goals and I'm going to get it. I'm going to get NMD, because we all get that at conference, right? But it's about like what you do after conference. So for me, it was like a real good reminder to set a new goal, because we hit our goal. And so, yeah, it was just basically just harnessing that energy and taking it forward. So it's really about what you do in the dark that is going to put you in the light. So it's about taking those little bits from conference and like writing them down everywhere, but putting an action plan in place. So I always love setting a goal and then setting a stretch goal as well. So that's really going to push, you know, we've got like 6 weeks till June conference. And so that's, yeah, I can't count. I'm still like, yeah, on American time zone, 7. But, you know, that's so much time, guys, to absolutely just gun it and go for it, because you just, honestly, you have to visualize. And I know Stace just said it, but I saw that moment for conference a long time before it actually happened as well. And I think that if you just really connect into what you want and just visualize that every day, visualize yourself walking across the stage as SC, SSC, QNMD, NMD for Melbourne conference, and what that's going to mean for you and what that is going to allow for you in your life. Like, it can so happen. The other part for me for conference, I always love the NMD stories as well. And I think I really just get reminded every time I go to a conference that it is like, we are paid storytellers. And I think that it's the stories that stick with people, right? Like, people don't necessarily always remember what you say, but they remember how you made them feel in the moment. And that is the power of stories. And so I think it's always a good reminder for me anyway, to get super, super clear on my story. So clear that, you know, I can relay it to anyone and not change it, but take the bits that I need to present to help the person who is in front of me. And I think I just really got connected to the actual impact that we're having on the planet when I was over there, because there was an insane amount of just love and high vibes. So I think those were probably my biggest takeaways from that conference. But I'm really, really excited for Melbourne. And as Tamara said, if you haven't got your tickets, it's definitely an awesome time to do so.
So Han, just because I'm sure they're all curious, do you have any snippets from any NMD stories that really, like, you don't have to tell the whole story, but was there something about maybe one or two of the NMDs, whether they be the other Aussies or the US or even one Canadian, that really stood out for you?
I think Jess's story of how she came from absolute struggle to now, you know, being the youngest NMD, like, just that, you know, you can take the bricks that life throws at you and you can either like sit there and wallow in your pity, or you can just build the life you want from them. So I think, just that one really hit home for me.
Yeah, I think it hit home for all of us. So you guys who are coming to conference will get to hear Jess's story, but Hannah's right. Like, you know, you sit there and you think to yourself, gosh, if Jess can do this, then anybody can do this.
Yeah.
So it was a magnificent story. We'll keep you curious for another 7 weeks. So was there any other takeaways from conference or NMD meeting or retreat that was, you know, of value to these guys? Is there anything else that you...
There's lots. I'm just trying to think of it. I think we had a really good conversation with Kerry and Mickey, and they're just the most gorgeous people ever. But they really instilled in us the absolute power of three-way conversation. So grabbing your upline or your sideline or whoever and utilizing their story for the impact of the person in front of you is how they've basically built their whole business. And so they kind of ran through that with us, you know, grabbing that person who you think would fit with your potential and really edifying them. So really just bigging them up, you know, and doing it in such a way that, you know, that person, that your potential knows that it's a special thing, that you're going out of your way to get this amazing person on the call, and then letting them share their story to do the work. Yeah. I think that was really
I like that. It's a simple message, isn't it? Like,
absolutely.
Just follow the basics, even when you're a founder member. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. We get so caught up in, you know, all these strategies and stuff, but we are literally just sharing this beautiful business and this beautiful product and teaching other people how to do the same. So, yeah.
And I just want to give a big shout out to both Hannah and Stacey for the fact that these guys are not in each other's team and they have built each other together to NMD. I really love that. And, you know, I look forward to hearing more from you guys and how you've done, because I think that's really integral to our community, and that's really special in our community that you guys have done that. I'm going to now jump across to Adrian as our token male, because Luce Hawkins and Lucy Davis, at the moment, I don't think we're going to be able to hear from them due to timing issues. So Adrian.
Yes, dear.
Give us the goods.
We are in the caravan rocking it. Thanks to Stacey and Hannah. Well done. That was pretty cool, but it was so... I didn't know those two ladies before we went to America, and that's the other beautiful thing about conference is the people that you meet and the relationships you form, and they are just two incredible women. Like, seriously, like you just said, Tamara, like sideline sisters. But some of the things that they get up to and we were talking about and laughing about and getting up to, I was just like, oh my God, they are rock solid, those two girls. It's so good. You can see how they've built an amazing business together, or two amazing businesses together, because, yeah, they're absolutely rock solid. Can I just quickly say thank you to, firstly, Ange, for letting me go to America. She hasn't even done an international conference yet, and she allowed me to go, the 6,500 100-ish people there, 85% of them women, and she trusted me to go. So that was great. And I was well behaved, wasn't I, Tamara? And thank you, Tamara, also for helping make it all possible and allowing me to share accommodation with you. That was awesome. Thank you, Matt. And Mike. Thank you, Mike. Nat and Tracy for tipping in as well. Absolute legends. This business definitely is so good for helping raise people up. And yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for their support. And head office for giving me a ticket. So that was pretty cool too. If you haven't already seen Tamara's speech that she did, was invited to go over there for, which was basically about women, about little girls growing right through to, the full stage of life. You need to watch it. It's so good. It's such a good resource that you'll use. This business is 85% women. So I found out many, many times over there, and I kind of already knew it was female dominated. But it is such a good, she was just a rock star over there. Just everyone loved her talk. It just hit home for so many women. So well done, Tamara. That was awesome. My recording's all right, but I'm sure the professional one will be coming out soon enough, as will our awesome NMD speeches that were, what was that? Or can you come to Melbourne?
Come to Melbourne and hear it all again.
The 6 ladies, that was it 6 or 7 ladies from Australia that did their that did their NMD speeches were all just amazing. They were all so good. That's the best part for me about conference is the NMD speeches. But Tamara's asked me to jump on and give you some takeaways. So here they are. I've got 3 good ones. Get your pens ready. I went through my notebook. I never write notes, and I wrote heaps and heaps of notes because I knew they'd come in handy, but also there was just so much good information. So, okay, the first one, this was 100% the message, 100% the message, and I hope I can see heaps of NMDs out there, like our team has so, when I say team, Life Movement has so many NMDs. I can see a few of them will be probably nodding from this, is just keeping this business really, really simple. It was just a message that was just constantly by so many people who were up there talking, both from their head office and kind of research department right through to even the NMDs and leaders that were on the stage speaking. It is just fruits and veggies in a capsule, and everybody needs more of that. And they literally just pump, like you can get into the science, you can get into, all the medical journals, you can get into all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, the people that are absolutely smashing it in this business are keeping it really, really simple. Even, sometimes I think about it, and I've thought about it many times over there, we own multiple gyms, and I know I've said this to Richard, I think he's on tonight. His wife Mel's a hairdresser. I think she's got the best advantage of all of us, because not having any type of fitness background or being sorry, Tamara, a doctor or anything like that, it is just fruits and veggies, and sometimes we can just really overcomplicate it. And for this to be duplicatable and for everybody to be able to have a chance of selling it and to really spread the love, that's all it is. It's just fruits and veggies in a capsule. So I think they went over that many, many times. And that's from a product point of view. So it is just fruits and veggies in a capsule, and we all need more of that. That's pretty much the lady that really sent that home is in the research area of it, and she goes to all the farms. She knows where all the farms are. She knows all the stats about the farmers. She knows all this and that. But like she said, does she talk about all that stuff? No, because it's just another thing that's just another area that people can debate about or ask more questions. And at the end of the day, it's just fruits and veggies in a capsule. The other thing from a business point of view is protecting your DMO time. Really, so from a product point of view, fruits and veggies in a capsule, we all need more of that. From a business point of view, protecting your DMO time. It's so important that every day, that is the most important thing you can do for your business. If you're going to do one thing, is really making sure that you do your DMO, whatever that is. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, Ashley Hudson, 12 Club NMD. I think the amount of effort that the American head office poured into the people that speak oh my God, they're all freaking rock stars. Every single one of them that speaks, I'm like, oh my God, they are just incredible. This woman was so good. I mean, she cried a little bit, but it was still entertaining. She had a really cool acronym, STEP. Okay, so STEP. And this is basically what she was up on stage to tell us, and to even show again how to keep the business simple. So the S is share Juice Plus, the product and all the business. Okay, so that's the S is to share, and then the T was three-way connection calls. And I'll explain why this is really going to send home, is so important, and why I wrote it down. E is events. Am I going too quick? Am I going too slow? And the P, personal development. All right, so the S was Share Juice Plus, products and business. The T was three-way connection calls. The E was events. And the P was personal development. And basically, there was a little thing I wrote down, a little quote she said is, if you want to grow your business, you need to grow. And I think that's definitely an area that I'm trying to work on myself. But the reason I wrote this down is because I'd had a few conversations with Tamara while we're over there, and there's some critical steps in this business. What's it called? The fast track plan or something, Ange? What's fast track? Freedom plan? Yeah. Well, there's a couple of steps in there that I'll speak for myself that I was missing. One of them being three-way calls, and the other one being events. So they are, and it wasn't just Ashley that talked about this, by the way. There was a lot of other people that were talking about this and the importance of three-way calls with your upline, and in some ways even your downline. You know, like you might know everything about the business and have been in the business a long time, but again, if you're wanting to teach that duplication, it's not a bad thing to even use potentially a downline that could be a good person to talk to the person that you're connecting with. So I thought that was really powerful. Did everyone get that? Yep. If you, hopefully that's helpful. But I was, through talking to Tamara, realised that that's a part of the business at the moment that I've been doing really poorly in, and I really do think it's been affecting things. So if that's all I got out of going to America, I'll be happy, because I think it's going to have a big difference to my business. Our business. Okay. The last thing was Jill Herman, 39 Club NMD. So 3 success ingredients. And I'm so glad I wrote this down. I wasn't going to. I just seen Tamara moving her pen, so I quickly started writing, and I'm glad I wrote them down. So 3 success ingredients. So basically, the heading being pour into people that. Okay, so these 3 things: pour into people that are teachable and coachable, and have a burning desire to do this, right? And I love that. Where are those people? I want them. You got a burning desire, teachable and coachable. All right, number 2, they're willing to show up, like us tonight. We're all on this call. Everybody's hungry. We're hungry for that freaking golden nugget. Hopefully I gave you 1 or 2 or 3. And the 3rd thing, willing to do the work and do the activity. Now, it doesn't sound like much, but you can sit here and listen to this stuff. You can hear all this stuff on these coaching calls and that. But if you're not going to have a conversation with someone, if you're not going to pick up the phone and speak to people, if you're not going to do your DMO, you can have all the freaking knowledge and personal development you want, but you're not doing an activity. Okay, and 2 quotes from Jay Martin. I wrote down heaps of quotes, but I thought we'll give you the one from Jay Martin. Oh, and just quickly as well, a lot of people say, that there's, now over 1.5 million families or kids that have done the child health study. Just so you can update your notes now, because Jay personally said there's nearly 3 million families that are part of the Healthy Starts program. There you go. I like that. 3 million sounds good. So here's 2 quotes from Jay Martin. If people take people forward, this is what he said: have a cup of Starbucks with people and show them the receipt if they're worried about the cost. I don't know about you guys, but Starbucks is pretty expensive over there. It's about $6, $7, $8 US just for one of their fancy crap coffee things they do over there with heaps of cream and that on it. But here, obviously, if you go to a coffee shop or something, it's going to be sort of $5 or $6 for a cappuccino or something. So, I like that quote. And then the last one, a buddy is essential to your success, right? So a buddy is essential to your success. You got to be a buddy first, and then you get a buddy. And that got a bit of a laugh. I think it's just because he is who he is. Everyone laughed at that, but I thought it was pretty funny as well. So you got to be a buddy first, and then you get a buddy. All right. And obviously you want to get lots of buddies, and this is how you do that business. But he had heaps of quotes like that, and I thought that was pretty cool. So that's all I've got, guys. I hope it didn't go too long. I hope you got something out of it. Over to you tomorrow.
Great work, Adrian. And I love the fact that you completely immersed yourself in conference too. I now would love to flip to Lucy Davis. So, Luce, I know you're in a hustly bustly kind of place right now.
They're quiet at the moment.
Oh, it's good. So, to those of you out there who are going, who is this woman? You know what? We kind of did the same when we met her. Only to be gobsmacked that she's actually also one of our newest NMDs. So in fact, we had 4 brand new NMDs at conference. I'm going to come back to that a bit later. But this woman has done the NMD by herself in the UK, preaching something that we love, and that is wellness and health, which is totally against the UK model. So I just want to adulate and celebrate you right now, Lucy Love, because you have just blown us all away, and we are so grateful to have you as part of our family. So, babe, share away.
Yeah, thank you. So when we were speaking yesterday, I had already packed my bag ready for a flight. Typically, they start screaming, right? So I've literally just flown from Vegas to Newark. For anybody that doesn't know me, I'm massively wanderlust driven. I build my business everywhere. I've literally just pulled in, I don't know, 10, 20 people across America in the last 2 weeks, because that's the way that I build my business. I very much work from a healing perspective. I very much work from a product perspective. I always have done. I've got a huge product story. And I think you just need to tap into why you joined this business. So if you've got a huge product story, that's what you should be speaking. Like, I speak my truth every single day. About the products. Like, I've literally just got out of the taxi, no surprise the woman had diabetes, so what we're going to do, we're going to get her on the capsules. Like, that's the way that I built my business. So get really clear on what actually fires your soul. I come from a trading floor background. I don't need the money. I didn't need the money then. I did this for the love of people and the fact that I wanted to help heal. So get really clear on what you want, first things first. So I've written down a few tips, and I don't know who said what because my book is in my suitcase, which is literally here next to me because I've literally just got off of a plane. So conference is a must, guys, non-negotiable. I don't care where you've got to fly from. I've literally just been to Sacramento. I was in Brighton last week, and I'm going to be last month, and I'm going to be in Melbourne. There is absolutely no excuse not to get to conference. So if you've got an excuse, like, come on, we know a year in advance these dates. So that's the first thing I want. And I'm really firm with my team. I've got 30 people coming with me to Edinburgh in November, and it's going to be more. I've got people flying from America over there because it is a non-negotiable in my team. You want my time, you show up. And the best thing that you're going to get is sitting down with Tamara, sitting down with whoever, you know. It's non-negotiable. You need to get to conference. So that's number one. And sorry that if I'm repeating anything, I do apologize. Second thing is what I've kind of touched on already. Be authentic. Be you. Like, if I would never have joined Juice Plus in the UK. Ever. Let me reiterate that. Ever. It's very money driven. It's very weight loss driven. Be real. Like, for me, weight loss has never been a thing. I'm never going to sit and pimp weight loss ever. I'm going to speak to people about getting the vibration back in their body. I'm going to speak to people about cleansing the energy blocks that they've got, because that's my passion. I'm not going to sit there and speak about something that I know nothing about. If I get people come to me, I will go and find people that can help them. Tamara and I share a love of women's health. I've had a huge hormone journey. So for me, that's where I share my story. So get really clear on what it means to you, because you don't need to be Tamara, you don't need to be Adrian, you don't need to be Hannah or Stacey or any of those guys. You need to be you. People follow you to be you. they don't want you showing up as somebody different. And that's something that I really struggled with in the beginning, because I was, you know, I either had John Holowati on one side, who was killing it from a travel perspective. He was my travel goal person, you know, but then on the other side, I had Jade Baxter, who's like fluffy and unicorns, and, you know, so I had and I tried to fit in one of those molds, and it wasn't okay, which is why I created a brand called the Rebel Movement, and I do things very, very differently. I'm really sorry about the noise, by the way. Which is why I called a brand called the Rebel Movement, and I've been so authentic with myself since then. So get really clear on what it is that you want, what it is that appeals to you, why you even want to do this business. Like, you know, get really clear, because we all have a reason why. And a few things that really resonated with me, and I've actually done this with my team already. I did it last week with them. First things first, head trash. Everybody has the story. My team, if only, why can't? Let's be really clear about it. You know, I used to think about my team. Well, if only they could do that, then I'd get my NMD. And I did NMD in like 15, 16 months. I did it very, very quickly. But, you know, coming from the trading floor, I wanted it a lot sooner than that. I'm a little bit more chilled now, but I was putting myself under a lot of pressure, you know. And I used to be like, well, only if that person could do that. And I wasn't turning it on me. And actually, since I've turned it on me, I smashed my NMD with the help of Hannah. She flew over and helped me for the last couple of weeks, you know. Get really clear and clean out your story on your team, on your products, on your partner, on your whoever, your mentors, your downlines, your uplines, your sidelines, whatever, the business, corporate, whatever your BS story is, guys, time to drop it, because the only BS comes from you. It all comes from in here. You know, you think you can't do this business, of course you're not going to be able to do the business. Whatever you tell yourself is true. And I told myself, and I'll commit to it on this call, right? I will be PMD by the end of this year, 100%. I have to quadruple my business, guys, but I will be PMD by the end of this year. You know, like it's a non-negotiable for me. As soon as my global pay line opens, we'll be there. June, bring it on. I'll be celebrating in Melbourne, trust me. I'll be like that, yay, the only NMD to go straight to PMD overnight. So get really clear on that. And also about your customers, right? Anybody got a customer that they're like, oh yeah, that customer's just a dick, excuse my language, you know, they're not taking it properly, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. What can you do to help them? That's the trash talk that I'm talking about, yeah, get it? And we've all got it. We all have it. Oh, well, my downline, oh, well, she doesn't speak to me. You know, like a lot of my friends recently have said to me, God, you just don't want to speak to me anymore. And I'm like, fuck, I am so busy. I'm traveling the world here, like doing my healing stuff and being called to all of these different places. And I don't even consider that people will be getting upset with me, because I just think that they get it. But actually, it's great. It's a reminder that we all have trash talk. They know that I love them. They know that I am there for them no matter what. I take a bullet for my friends. Like, I'm really loyal to my friends. Yet some of them are feeling, oh my God, she just doesn't love me anymore because blah, blah, blah. Get clear on it. Whatever trash talk you've got going on, your customers are feeling, your uplines feeling, your downlines feeling. So let's just communicate. Anyone up for a bit of better communication, guys? Because I am. I'd rather someone call me and be like, hey, are you upset with me? You know, do the same thing and just put it through every element of your life. Number 2, I know I've given you a few more than 2, but my second one that I wrote down is rewrite your story today. I know it's late over there, but rewrite your story today. Your product story, your business story, your why. Rewrite it. Get connected to it, because chances are since when you started, it's changed. Mine has. I just wanted to help a couple of people. Now I'm helping like quite a few hundreds of people. I want to really change the dynamics on the planet where health is concerned now. Like, I want to go so deep. I want to remove the energetic situations which are making people sick. Yes, Juice Plus is amazing. It helps the vibration increase. It helps you make sensible decisions. It starts to work your DNA. But for me, I want to go deep, and I want to pull that energetic situation out, and I want to help people rework that. That's my why now. This is the perfect platform. I use Juice Plus as my come to me because I've got something that's going to help you. And then they come to me, I spiritually awaken them, I get to their energetic blocks, blah, blah, blah. The rest is history. You know, if I didn't have Juice Plus, people would be like, I don't know why I want to talk to you. And I'd be like, okay, cool. And they'd get weirded out. Like, let's be real about it. Juice Plus is the perfect and the only product that I will ever talk about. It's the best product on the market, you know, and we need to be clear on that. And if you haven't got a decent product story, call me. I will talk you through mine. You will probably cry. I will probably cry. And you'll have all the belief that you ever need from a product story. And guys, if your product story is, I've got more energy, that is 99.9% of the population. That's a fucking huge product story. Excuse my language. Okay, let's get really clear on it. It's a huge story. My story is so extreme. It's like a tiny little percentage of the population. But let me tell you, it works. So don't disempower yourself because somebody else has a better story than you. That's the head trash kicking in again. Okay, getting it? The last thing that I really want to talk about is managing versus leading. I was a project manager working on the trading floor in London, earning £160,000 a year. Literally 2 years ago, right? Yeah, I know, do the math, double it, and that's what I was earning, right? So I was egotistical, I was money driven, I was greedy, I was materialistic, you name it, all of that stuff. And when I first started this business, I was like, if I just nag people, they're just going to do it. But actually, that's not the way that this business works, quite the contrary. Now I let my team just go and do their thing and I empower them. You know, I make sure they've got the systems in place. I make sure there's events. Now, I built my whole business for NMD on events, so I'm massively with Adrian, do events. I don't care where they are, online, face-to-face. A meeting in a coffee shop is an event, guys. Just make sure that you show up your best version every single time. I built my whole business that way, and I'm not kidding you. I was on stage in Brighton the month before I got my NMD. So, no, it wasn't Brighton at all. It was Birmingham. Last April. I was on stage. I don't even know where I am anymore. And the reason I was on stage is because I was the first person to build their whole business by events in a very long time. So they were like, you need to talk about this stuff. I wasn't even an NMD, you know. So just be really clear. You can do anything by events. I don't know if any of you guys joined this business for the community. Because for me, I was starting to evolve as a human being and my tribe had changed. And I didn't fit in with the partiers anymore and I didn't fit in with the people that I used to associate with. So this business, without even knowing, gave me a brand new tribe. So many people need a tribe. So many people need connection. So many people just want to be loved. So go be that person. I have the biggest heart in the world. I literally, as soon as I've met somebody, that's it. They're with me for life. You know, and I feel their pain. I want to be with them. If somebody's failing or if somebody's upset or whatever, I want to help them. I don't want to fix them. I want to help them. I want to hold space and I want to really, really help them as best as I possibly can. I can probably speak for 99.9% of the population in that sense, right? So please get really clear on that. Be the bright, shining light. Be the example and have your arms open. Even when your customer fucks up or your team disappears for 6 months, still open your arms to them when they're ready to come back. Don't judge them. They've had shit go on. We've all had shit go on. Some people deal with it better than others. Just empower everybody to be them. But going back to the managing versus leading, you can nag people to do stuff. You can, oh my God, we need to do this. You know, you can do it for them, but what's that going to achieve? It might get you your goal for them, but that will drop away. And I learned that, you know, I used to do my promotions all to myself because you can in the UK, we're a little bit different. We don't need structure up until SC, you know. So I used to be like, okay, I'll just get all these customer orders. I was a queen for getting customers, you know, but that's not the way to do it. It's not about me, it's about us. It's about a collaboration. It's about a population of people coming together to change the world because that's what we're doing. This isn't some capsule that we're selling. Okay, it is in reality, but we're actually helping people change the dynamics of their life. This capsule heals. Like I nearly died last September. If it hadn't been for these capsules, I'd be dead. You know, and I'd already been on them 3 years at that point. So be really clear with it. Okay, it's fruits, vegetables, berries, but it's a lifesaver. It's a game changer. It's an energy increaser. It's, you know, there's so many things that it can be. So get really, really clear on what it is. And like I said, there's so many of us, like use people's testimonials. Please, 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 my one wish for you all though is don't try and manage anybody. Empower people. If they don't show up, that's okay. That's their shit, not yours. Doesn't mean you shouldn't show up. Every single day, get up and show up, guys, because the world needs you. Like the world really, I get quite emotional when I talk about the world. Tamara's seen it firsthand, but You know, the world needs us. The world really needs us. We're struggling right now. You saw what went on in Sri Lanka yesterday. You saw what went on in all sorts of different things, you know. So just remember, guys, that the world really does need us right now. I think someone's trying to share their screen. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, so Maria, Hunia, can you please unshare? Because I can't do anything right now, Liz. Thank you.
Goals. Brilliant. Yeah, so they're my tips, guys. You know, I could sit here and go on forever, but I'm not going to, because I respect that you guys have a life and everything like that. But just remember, this is about you. You know, this is about the world. This is about us as a team. This is about you as your customers. You know, just always reverse it and look at it from the other person's perspective. Thank you for the comments, guys. I will have a look through them.
Great job, Luz.
Thanks for having me on, Tamara.
We can't wait to see you in Melbourne and celebrate you. So I'm just gonna round things out, guys. Just want to paint a picture for everybody on this call, all 40 of you. Yeah, mic drop moment, Val, I agree. I sat there in the NMD meeting, and to those of you who aren't yet at NMD level yet, we have a meeting that occurs just before conference begins, where all the NMDs come together and we celebrate the new NMDs that have come between conferences. We had 6, and now I'm going to say Lucy Love. We had 7 brand new NMDs at that meeting. The US had 5 and Canada had 1. So guys, I can tell you right now that what you are doing works. What we are doing in this business, whether you have your own brand, whether you follow a larger team, everything that Adrian and Stacey and Hannah and Lucy talked about, just the basics of getting the business right, freeway calls, events, it works. And it works because we had 7 brand new NMDs that we got to celebrate at an international conference, which was more than any other country there combined. So congratulations. And I want to say just again, you guys are literally the wind beneath our wings. You have shown this community that we've got it. Many of us have suffered from comparitis for a long period of time, but we've got it. So guys, just keep plugging away at the basics. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Just keep plugging away at the basics, and, you know, like Lucy inferred, just get your belief really, really strong. So a couple of things that I want to share with you. Paula Teixeira shared with us that we are close to $1 billion in annual sales globally with all of the Juice Plus products combined. Their aim is to hit $2 million in annual sales. So they're pushing. They have a goal by 2024 for complete harmonization and globalization. They've currently invested $35 million into an upgrade of our digital systems, which includes our websites and our virtual office, which is mere months away from being run out. And as Ange inferred earlier today, part of that will be that you will no longer be able to put your orders through the virtual office. You'll be encouraged to use your websites. Abby and Val and the team who went to the UK a few months ago inferred that Japan would be, Southeast Asia will be relaunching. And in fact, a conversation between Sean and Paul Jarvis and myself, they're thinking the middle of the year, but in fact, Paul is saying probably more towards the end of the year, with new offices in Malaysia, new virtual office, everything new. So if you do have connections in Malaysia or Singapore, I would suggest that you get making those connections real quick, because I know there is a lot of UK people that are looking to build into there. We also had the pleasure at the NMD meeting of being exposed to Keith Abraham, who will be coming to Melbourne conference. My God, he is this man here. We all got a copy of this. I'm halfway through it. It's brilliant. And I know our NMDs at conference have the opportunity for a training with him, but he'll also be presenting at conference. Guys, this man commands thousands of dollars per hour for his time. So once again, to have an opportunity to see him in Melbourne will be incredible. I also had the absolute pleasure of attending the doctors' meeting. There were over 100 medical practitioners in the room for breakfast. there were gastroenterologists, pediatricians, neurologists, there were general pediatricians, there were surgeons, there were family medical practitioners, there were chiropractors, there are specialist clinical nurses who were at this meeting. So this is much bigger than you. No offense, but this is bigger when you start to get healthcare professionals who are seeing hundreds and hundreds of people every week with pathology, who believe in the power of plants as part of their medical prescription, then understand that the message that you are giving is way bigger than you. I had the opportunity to have a sneak peek at the new Omega study, which is just in for publication now. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it will be published by our conference. But I can tell you, between you, me, and the Gatepost, I have started taking my Omegas religiously. What they found, and this is just between you and me and the Gatepost, they have found a significant increase in the omega-3 index in erythrocytes, so that's the red blood cells, in all groups taking Omega. So they were just taking Omega alone or taking the premium and Omega. The Omegas do not lead to a reduced absorption of the nutrients from the premium, which was one of the concerns that it might. And what was even more amazing is that they showed with the Omegas a faster and as adequate rise in omega-3 as with the higher recommended daily amounts that we are supposed to have in our diet. So to all of those people who read the side of the Omega pack and go, but this doesn't have the right amount of DHA and EPA, I can tell you right now, you get as adequate a rise in your blood levels as taking the commercial products on the market. So guys, know that the Omega product, the Omega blend that we have, is top quality and should be used in combination with our premium, particularly with regards to the new concept of inflammaging, which is the relationship between inflammation and aging. Do you like that one? Inflammaging. I thought that was pretty cool. A couple more things. Lift, or perhaps to be renamed Uplift, we're not quite sure yet, is being introduced into the UK market. It will be on the market by Austin, which is in October, November. Whether it comes to Australia or not, we're unsure. Certainly I was not a massive fan to begin with, but I'm coming around as a product that, as Adrian has said to me, the biggest thing that goes out of his vending machines is in his gyms are the pre-workouts. You know, I'm sure everybody out there has had a Red Bull and vodka maybe. Perhaps this is something that you can have instead. It's got yerba mate, which comes from Brazil, which is a root that happens to have some natural caffeine. I think Luce Hawkins told me it has about a quarter of a standard cup of coffee. It has guava from the rainforests of India, and they've decided to keep the earthy flavour. And I've got to tell you, I had one. I'm a case study of one, but I had one because I wasn't coping with the jet lag, and I was awake till 1 a.m. So there might be something in there. That's from someone who hasn't had caffeine in a very long time. So that was, for me, what was really amazing was the opportunity to be a part of that meeting. I think that's probably all I really wanted to share with you. We have managed as a group to connect with a load of leadership. We've got another, Stacey had another fangirl moment with Eric Johnson from Teensy. He will be doing a call for us on a Monday night. Dr. Mike Ewald, 100 Club NMD chiropractor from the States, is giving us his time next week. He's 65, coming up 65. He retired at the age of 55. He gets to spend time with his grandkids that he never got to spend time with his kids. He has an amazing story to tell. He was one of 3 people who closed our conference. I cried from the beginning to the end of his speech. So guys, if you can make the time to be on the call next Monday night with Dr. Mike Ewald, he's going to do his closing NMD speech and talk to the power of plants with Juice Plus particularly from a health and wellness point of view. We've got Dr. Jim Sears, Stacey, just for you. He's coming on to a Monday night call as well. We've got the amazing Victoria. I can't say her surname. She's a cheerleader. She's about to go NMD. She's in Mickey and Kerry's team. She's all of 21 years of age and the wisest person I think that I've ever met. She's going to be coming and talking about building belief and getting your systems in place. So we have so much in store for all of you. With regards to quality presenters over the next couple of months. I want to just finish off with something that I think is a brilliant move forward on the behalf of the company, and that is where they're investing their time and interest and dollars, and that is into researching the power of plants, not just Juice Plus, but beyond that, beyond the tower garden and right into agriculture and feeding the world. We now have something called the Juice Plus Science Institute, and you may have heard of it. Much like we invest in Nutrition Plus and they invest in the St. Jude's Marathon and the Million Meals in the States, the company has realised the importance of investing into plant-based research. And so I just would like to share with you a little video. There isn't a website yet, I've gone looking for it, but a little video that just showcases what the Juice Plus Science Institute is all about. Can you guys just let me know, because I can't see you, if you can see this and hear it.
From seed to plant to human body. Founded on a rich history of more than 20 years of objective scientific research funded by the Juice Plus Company, the Juice Plus Science Institute is dedicated to discovering and unlocking the power of plant-based nutrition. A collaboration with some of the world's most prestigious scientists and researchers that is helping increase our understanding of the powerful impact that plant-based nutrition can have on human health at every stage of life.
I think the mission of the Institute can be answered with 4 C's. To collect scientific data and evidence on plant-based nutrition research, to conduct research on plant-based nutrition, to collaborate with other institutions or academics, and to communicate the evidence that can be found.
There are more than 50,000 edible species of plants around the world. And while the body of clinical research on plant-based nutrition continues to grow, science has barely scratched the surface of the many ways that plants contribute to human health. That's why the Juice Plus Science Institute was created, to help advance and promote the latest discoveries and conclusions from this growing body of research.
We do not intend that the research will be just limited on Juice Plus. We want to go beyond this, conducting reviews on fruit and vegetable intake, doing research on seeds and things like that. So the Juice Plus Science Institute, it's a perfect combination. It's pretty unique and it's really needed, and the general public can benefit from it.
Whether you're a scientist, a health professional, or a student of the biological sciences, the Juice Plus Science Institute can provide you with a curated window into the science of plant-based nutrition. From seed to plant to human body.
So that's it, guys. Did you see that? It was absolutely amazing. And for me to realize that, you know, again, this company is just thinking beyond. This company is all about innovation. How can we continue to serve humanity? How can we continue to stay ahead of the competition? Not that there is any. So, you know, that to me, you know, if you haven't got belief in this company right now, then that is the sort of thing. We talk about belief in the product, we talk about belief in the industry, but that really drives home to me the belief in this company. So guys, we've come to the bottom of our hour. Thank you so much for jumping on tonight. Really appreciate the fact that you all heard it. Please, guys, go and do what Lucy said. Go and rejig your story. Go and do what Adrian said. Go and lock in some events. Go and do what Stacey and Hannah, you know, talked about, and dream bigger and really manifest what it is that you want. But definitely go and start right now with getting online and booking your ticket to Melbourne. Don't worry about the how. just go and book it now. And I can tell you that the universe will provide. Natalie, I know you've been impressed with me talking like that, but the universe will show you the way. You just need to lock it in right now, because we want to see you guys all in Melbourne. We want to see you as part of our community, celebrating these amazing people who have gone the distance to Sacramento. And I can guarantee you that you will not walk away from conference disappointed. You will get something out of it that will escalate your business to the next level. So thank you once again. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Put something into action this week that you're going to be proud of, and make sure that you share it with somebody. Share it with us next week. Can't wait to see you on next Monday. Dr. Mike Ewald. Bring your friends, bring everybody, because this man has some really powerful words to share.